Did we know how to play that composition? I would feel like it. Yeah, I think we were probably putting it somewhere around 70% chance to be able to 2-0 FlyQuest and Echo Fox this past weekend. We were getting more in tune with playing our early game a bit faster and a bit more proactive, and we were playing against decently tough opponents in scrims, so we were ready for this weekend to kind of show what we learned in the past 4 weeks.
What's up, bros? COD team, league team. Say good luck.
Thank you. Finally, look at that.
All right, guys. Good luck. Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Get him.
This is LCS. Hello, and thank you for joining us. It's Game 4, and 100 Thieves are facing off against FlyQuest next.
Hello. Everyone talk?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, that
AD carry.
mid lane.
What's up?
This
What
is
up?
Bang. This is Bang.
Blah,
Can
blah, blah. AD carry.
you get support up?
Okay, AD carry.
Top die.
I just farm. We got bulldozer. Carry me.
And probably, he put out a video with Nadeshot, and one of the questions was about how they want this team to play, and he said he wants this team to play a little bit more quickly, play the early game a little bit stronger. They're not quite there yet.
Did we know how to play that composition? I would feel like it.
He's popped here into this one, and now we're going to have them keep going forward for the fight, but look how fast Sunday is. Running away, finds a bit of a slow, and here comes Aurelion Sol, finds a knockback, gets a stun as well. How can Viper get out? Health bar's running down, tries to get the damage. It's not enough. First blood to Someday. That's that side lane control we talked about.
What tells me we didn't know how to play that comp is we played really passive for so long. We have 3 pushing lanes, we have good jungler, and then once we got to mid game, the only thing that happened was we got caught. Every play they made was someone getting caught. Versus Zach, you were top, or you were overextended mid when Jay was top.
I can look. I'm
When they
slow.
get stuck
I'm
like this,
slower.
I
I'm slower.
Can't go.
Okay, coming.
I've plans.
I'm coming. Just sleep. Time to survive.
Raven no flash.
Can you still fight?
Top one. Maybe not.
Back.
2 for 0 FlyQuest. There's your big team fight, Freak. This opens up Baron, and taking away Baron from a double Mountain Drake team just is a huge sigh of relief for FlyQuest.
The second one, Jay, you were overextended mid. So it's the only 2 plays they made that game were literally us overextending.
We know the ultimates are mostly out. Gonna find a slow Hui. Goes too far forward. Ultimate backward stays alive. 3 stun. Cleanse flashed away. Afro keeps him up. But look out for Someday. Has another glacial fissure. Jumps over the wall. Still being stunned up. Takes some damage. Once again, Viper shuts down 1,000 gold bounty. And now it's Santorin. Pop the stopwatch. A second kill now for the ribbon. And still chasing. Someday is gonna fall as well. 3 for FlyQuest. They have routed 100 Thieves. No hesitation from FlyQuest after they get those kills. We are ending the game. No one get distracted by Baron. They go straight down the middle.
We get to play some new champions on stage, which is nice, but yeah, I hope we would have kept some of our aggression from scrims into the tank. Especially when I hear they're letting us push. This guy's playing really passive. Don't just take the free push. Let's be aggressive, not just let them let us push.
At the end of the day, I know I've said this a few times in the Heist, it's tough when you have weekends where you just don't play well at all. It's tough for me to watch. I'm sure it's tough for all of you to watch.
So the weekend was full of disappointment and embarrassment, and we went 0-2, failing both of our strategies this weekend, so that sucked. Mistakes are always good because you can usually learn from them, but when mistakes become careless or they become repetitive, really shallow, then it just feels terrible because there's not a big lesson. It's this situation won't happen again. 99%. We'll never be in this situation ever again, this scenario.
Can you tank quest?
Yeah. I'm gonna go first. I missed.
Take it. I can
Okay,
get
you can go.
I'll go.
This dive worked. It would have been bad, but he survives it.
That was just an awful dive from 100 Thieves.
So learning from this is what did you really take away? Oh yeah, I was careless, or I lost focus in game. It's yeah, you kind of have to twist that into something new, as opposed to being like, okay, we're misplaying team fights, let's learn how we approach them. You know, where there's actually like a big kind of like meaty lesson to learn. It's more of like, this is very unfortunate. We need to stay focused. You know, we can't let that happen in games.
Watch me.
Yeah, watch off.
I'm TPing. I'm coming.
I'm gonna watch
I have ulti. Can we fight this?
He's gonna finish dragon.
Can you do it?
They're finishing dragon.
I'm behind.
Yeah, we can go, guys. Not sure. Yeah, come down. I don't have you.
Well, but does he buy enough time? A knockup will still mean first blood goes to Echo Fox.
That mistake is like sucks, and we have to like kind of take it. But the fact that the mistakes didn't stop right after that, and that's kind of our early game should have been, okay, we screwed up this dive, and now the rest of early game is still salvageable. We still have other things to do other than go top. So having that mistake snowball into a dragon mistake, into bang dying bot lane mistake, to like over and over again.
You guys, if you take it slow, then
I didn't care.
they're off the Baron.
I think I'm beyond too.
Alright, they're gonna do it again.
It was very much like, we need to slow down how we're like thinking for a second. Like, we need to understand how this is happening in such like rapid succession. These mistakes should be isolated and not snowballing on ourselves, kind of thing.
A double kill for Solo's Malphite, the first of the year, and a 29-minute win. Echo Fox 4-4.
Absolutely dominating performance here today from Echo Fox as they really just decimated 100 Thieves there. It felt like nothing the 100 Thieves were trying was working. There was so much time spent from Onda on the top side of the map trying to get someday ahead, and it was not paying off whatsoever. They failed the first dive.
Yeah. And you can turn around all the way. So what happened? Like, everyone just can't play today?
So we just finished our match versus Echo Fox about an hour ago, and it was not a pretty game. We did not play well. Made a lot of mistakes and just looked sloppy all around. It's abundantly clear that something isn't working, and we need to explore what that is and try to figure out the root of the problem. The way that we looked in games this weekend, we're not a top team. I don't know if we deserve the playoffs right now. And that is a tough realization to make, but hopefully that pushes us forward so that we can make progress. I don't know what the next couple weeks are going to look like for 100 Thieves League of Legends, but I do know that this weekend was frustrating. A lot of small mistakes, a lot of things you wouldn't expect from a team like this, and we got to get back to basics here, or we got to make a change, or we got to do something different, because right now our spring split is on the line.
For coaching staff to look at roster changes, I think the most important thing is like how much a player can improve, or like what's their like status of just growth, because having a bad weekend or a bad week is not too unprecedented in a best of one series. So being able to give a player like homework or like a test and then being able to like show growth in that week is much more important. And I think when the growth stops, that's when roster changes are a lot more serious. If we go 0-2, we'll be 3-7, and that'll put us in a really rough spot going into playoffs, or even qualifying for playoffs. So that's going to be pretty grim.
So I think they need to make real improvements. And like I went back and looked like their actual win-loss. It was like, oh, they looked so bad the first 2 weeks, and now they look better. It's like, yeah, because their first 2 weeks were all the good teams. Then they played all the bad ones. Of course, it looked better. Like, yeah, somebody's got good laning stats, but like, I don't know if they've actually improved or their schedule got easier, and that's what made them look good. It's like, and then they're gonna get their optic win, and then it's like, okay, well now you're at 4-5, and like, okay, these results are all expected, but 4-5 is not good enough for a playoff team.
So if we're able to go 2-0, that at least shows we have fire in this roster and we have like progress in this week, because I think week 4 was our lowest point in terms of performance. So being able to take a 2-0 within 1 week at least shows we have like what it takes to kind of move forward and like get into playoffs and do well in playoffs. So I think anything under a 2-0 is going to be, it's still going to leave us with a lot of questions that we won't be able to solve yet.
I know the Spring Split Championship might look unattainable now, but I'm hoping that we can start to play as a team and perform better individually, and we just got to take it 1 week at a time, one match at a time, and see slowly but surely if we can turn things around, because I think this is definitely the moment where we really need to flip the switch and just play better. At the end of the day, we just got to play better.
Yeah, like the first time we played Liquid, we were definitely getting the team off the ground, but we didn't feel like significantly weaker or anything like that. This time around going into TL, like we're definitely underdogs. Everyone knows it. We're coming off like a rough week 4. So this time coming into TL should be a lot like hungrier, and we kind of have a bit more, I guess, like, yeah, underdog mentality going into it.